everybody, welcome to Mother 1. I'm Dark Young Link 666, and I have to re-record myself again because for some reason it didn't want to work the first time. Anyway, I am showing you my current stats after leveling up. So now we're just gonna go on to how it was before. Me walking around trying to get back to the Yucca Desert, and yeah. It's not very exciting. So I'm just gonna have to try to repeat myself a lot from what I said last video to make everything make sense of what I'm doing. For example, for the music, there's no audio for the video because for some reason for some reason it only records oh wait, real quick, there's an enemy here, and he's pretty easy to beat if you fight him right, like every other enemy basically, but he is pretty difficult to beat at times. See, he just got smashed attack for 88 damage and didn't die, so yeah. Anyway, there's no audio because before I had the audio set to record with a microphone, but I decided to do post commentary for this because I wanted to try something different. Because whenever I do normal when I use not post commentary, but the commentary I usually do, I lose my train of thought and I get really confused and I look like an idiot. So I was trying this, and here's the same setup of enemies that killed me, well, it didn't kill me, but made me die before. And as you can see, I fight them a lot easier now than I did before. Sort of. I mean, they're still kind of killing me, but whatever. Anyway, so that's why there's no audio. So I hope to have that fixed by the next episode at least. Also, poison sucks. This game actually has a lot in common with Pokemon. And that's because they're actually made by the same people. Ape Corporation. I think it was Ape or... Well, they used to be known as Ape, and then they changed to Game Freak, which is what makes Pokemon now. So that's why there's a lot of similarities. And I like Pokemon and Mother about the same because, Mother I recently found out about 4 years ago, and I liked it, and Pokemon was just one of my childhood games. And I'm not talking about the game. Anyway, so basically in this episode I'm lost in a desert. I am literally lost and I have no idea where to go, and I'm just fighting enemies constantly. And the worst part is that, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the end there's a little bit of surprise that I don't want to think about, honestly, but so these are Omega Saucers. They're like the other saucers in the game, except tougher, because like every other video game, palette swaps of enemies are usually harder than their previous palette swap before. Except in Thanksgiving / Marysville, because, well, for some reason every car is, even though they do get harder, every single car is in the same location pretty much, so it's like, it's ridiculous. And that's basically what I trained up on, where was outside Marysville to kill all the cars and stuff, and that's what mainly got me my level ups. So that's what I would recommend doing if you want to level up fast. Speaking of which, there's level up now. Also, something else I'll talk about. There's an enemy I meet in the desert that you can actually meet before going to the desert, but sorry. But the only way to do that is if you go through the train tunnel. Like, if you follow the train tracks down to the train tunnel, you can go in there and you meet an enemy. But the enemy is so strong that I'm pretty sure it will kill you in at least one hit. And I will show that enemy when we get to it. Him, her, it, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's a girl, but I'll explain why later. For the time being, though, all I'm doing now is running around a desert, leveling up, or not leveling up, but, you know. Also, you can talk to the bones, and the bones occasionally have funny things to say. But yeah, back to the enemy I was talking about a second ago, actually. See, when I first played this game, I never actually saw that enemy until way later in the game. So when I saw her here, I was like, oh my god, why is that here? And I was literally freaking out. Because when I first played the game, and I got later on in the game to the point where I first met this enemy, I was level like 40, and it killed me with like ease, so you know, that just shows how strong it is. Speaking of strong, look how strong PK Beam is. PK Beam is, oh, Lloyd leveled up. But PK Beam is most likely the strongest PSI power in the game. It never made an appearance in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but it's definitely the strongest. And although my favorite element of every type is pretty much fire, I'd have to say that PK Beam would have to be better than PK Fire on so many levels. And I'm starting to run out of things to talk about, and if I had actual game audio, I could actually take a break and let you listen to some of it, but I'll just have to get that fixed in the next part. It's kind of funny, actually, because in my previous recordings, I would have game audio, but you know, I couldn't use voice. So, you know, what I could, well, no, I couldn't. I was thinking that I could add in game audio, but I don't know how, like, I'm not certain where the game's audio would go, and, you know, that'd be something I could do if I'm more advanced, but that would probably go for another time if this ever happens again. So, I guess now's a good time to explain the PSI stone since I'm using it. Or I was using it, but basically it just. Oh wait, here's that enemy I was telling you about. She is strong. She will kill you with ease, and it's not funny. So I suggest you use the 4th D-slip or dimension warp or whatever it's called. Back to the PSI stone. Oh, sorry. Another enemy you haven't seen is the atomic robot. These things are not fun to fight, and you'll see at the end, but I'll tell you about it when it gets there. But the PSI stone basically recovers PSI, and you just use it and it recovers at least 20 every time, so you know, it's good to have a bunch of. If you have one, I would use it sparingly. Now here, the atomic robot, it blows up, just like the giant red stump in Magic Hand. And it almost kills my entire party. And that's not good. So now I have to use life up again just to get back into the whatever. Sorry, singing. And now I finally find somewhere I have to be, but not until after I do something first. Oh, apparently this is called the Advent Desert in this game. But in Mother 1 for the NS, it's called the Yucca Desert. Anyway, I'm walking along, and I was already right there, and all I had to do was go down. I would have found what I was looking for, which is that cactus with the smiley face. Which it does have relevance. So, if you use telepathy on it, it starts to sing. But since there's no audio, it can't sing. You can't hear it sing. But besides that point, it made me realize I forgot where one of the melodies were, so I have to go back and get one of the melodies before I do anything else. So this is the point where I stop the video and I just, you know. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye.